What's up, gamers? Welcome back to class. Today I'm just going to show you a few different things that you can do with the effect spawner to maybe give you some ideas or maybe just kind of help you out a little bit. So this one's going to be kind of a short one. Not a whole lot to talk about with the effect spawner. When we go up and we press G on it, we've got our effect that we can essentially pick. And then we've also got our scale, and it'll show us how big, how big or small we want to do it. You can press Y to preview it. So that's extra large. This is normal. And then this is the tiny one. So here for this example, and you also have the availability to turn off the sound. So you can just make the effect itself happen, then maybe tie another sound to it if you really wanted to. So that's an option. But for this demonstration specifically, I do have some timers wired in. Make sure you check out my class about timers if you need more information or help with how to make those guys work. But more or less, we've just got a button push happening here that's going to activate all these effects and eventually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this timer here is going to make them all blow up at the same time. So it kind of shows you what it looks like. And like I said, there's a bunch of different effects here. We also have the timer thing turned on. There we go. And then we go one at a time back there. So this is like, if you're wanting to create any sort of environment or anything like that, something like this would, essentially just bring more life to your game, your map, whatever you're doing. You can make an effect happen when people pick up an item, per se. Like, let's say we have a scythe here and we have a effect spawner. More or less, we could just take this to that. And then we could say, when you pick up this thing, that happens or whatever, right? So literally that's all it is, man. You pick it up and that happens. So you can do some pretty cool stuff with effects. Here's something I have. I did do something similar to this on my Grounded 2.0 map that I'm currently building and working on. More or less what this is kind of like, appears to be like random sparks. Or essentially for this one, I just have it on the raw science, but you can kind of see here, we've got these timers all connected to each other. Each one of the connections between the timers are just set to start. You can use it as a push button, or for this instance, we can just delete the push button and we'll put the very first timer on start on play. This means anytime a player loads into the game, this timer is starting. So if you want to, for lag efficiency purposes, I haven't reached the amount of items in the game to make it start lagging yet, but essentially if you're building a huge map, you kind of want to keep lag and stuff in mind. So you're not going to want this running the entire time your player is in the game, because that would obviously at some point cause issues. So make sure you don't use this start on play as much as possible, or find a way to activate it when the player walks in the room and deactivate it when the player leaves the room, type of thing. But here you can see we've got the start on play happening. This is going to continue doing a loop here. And yeah, you can kind of see what's happening there. On my Grounded world, the Grounded 2.0 map, I'm pretty much using the same thing, but sparks on this kind of time loop type of thing. And then once the player leaves the room, I have them shut off. So yeah, this is something you can do. And then if you want to get kind of interestingly created, this is kind of my take on like what encountering a tremor would be like, if you've ever seen the movie Tremors. Same thing here. We've got effects tied to timers over and over and over and over again. And they're tied to an antline here at the end. So essentially the player would walk into this area and they would start to see these burrow effects pop up, all the way up until the last one explodes as a bigger effect. Boom. And then the antlion spawns. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oh, I died. But yeah, that is pretty much, oops. That is pretty much my thing. Yep. That's the stuff right there. That's how you do effect things. If you got any questions, be sure to leave them in the chat below. And yeah, let me know what kind of crazy contraptions you're coming up with. Maybe he'll help me come up with some ideas as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you got some knowledge and some value from this video. Please be sure to like and consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.